Have you ever found yourself wide awake in the quiet hours between 3:00 and 5:00 a.m., staring at the ceiling and wondering why sleep has abandoned you? For women, especially as they age, this isn't just a random inconvenience. It could be your body attempting to communicate something important about your well-being, your feelings, or even what lies ahead. I'm going to share 5 crucial steps you can take when this happens, turning those restless moments into opportunities for calm and clarity. Stick around because the 4th point is often overlooked, yet it might be the key to better sleep and a healthy you. Picture this: your eyes suddenly open in the darkness, and you glance at the clock. 3:17 a.m. glows back at you. A wave of dread washes over you because you've been here before. The mental spiral begins like clockwork. If I fall asleep right now, I can still get 3 hours. Wait, no, 2.5. Oh no, now it's down to 1. Your heart races, your mind buzzes, and the harder you try to force yourself back to sleep, the more elusive it becomes. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Waking up between 3:00 and 5:00 a.m. is more common than you might realize, and it's not necessarily a bad sign. But here's the thing: panicking or forcing yourself back to sleep is the worst thing you can do. Let's explore why and what to do instead. Forcing sleep is like trying to herd cats while riding a unicycle. It's a losing battle that only increases your frustration. As you lie there, pleading with your brain to shut off, you're unintentionally fueling the fire. Stress kicks in, and with it comes cortisol, that pesky stress hormone that acts like nature's alarm clock. It floods your system, telling your body, nope, we're awake now, deal with it. Your nervous system shifts into overdrive, and suddenly you're more alert than when you first opened your eyes. The irony is that the more you fight to sleep, the less likely it is to happen. So, let's flip the script and transform this midnight wake-up call into something less torturous and perhaps even productive. First, stop lying there in defeat. Sit up gently, no need to jolt yourself into full-on daytime mode. This small shift in posture signals to your brain that you're not just wallowing in misery. Now, focus on your breathing. Take slow, deliberate breaths. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4, hold it for a moment, then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat this a few times. Why? It's a cheat code for your nervous system. Deep, rhythmic breathing activates your parasympathetic response, the rest and digest mode that counteracts cortisol's fight or flight chaos. You feel your shoulders loosen and your heartbeat settle. It's not magic, just biology doing its thing. Next, play detective. Check in with yourself. What woke you up? Is your pillow flatter than a pancake after years of use? Are the sheets twisted around your legs like a boa constrictor? Is the room stuffy, too warm, or, heaven forbid, freezing because someone left the window cracked in March? These little discomforts can yank you out of sleep without you even realizing it at first. Fix them now, not later. Fluff the pillow, untangle the bedding, adjust the thermostat, aiming for the sweet spot for sleep, according to science. Maybe grab a glass of water. Dehydration is a sneaky culprit too. The point is, don't just endure it, take control of your environment. Small tweaks can make a big difference. Here's where it gets interesting. Those wee hours between 3:00 and 5:00 a.m. aren't just a curse, they have a weird, almost mystical reputation. Ever heard of the witching hour or the hour of the wolf? Folklore aside, some of history's brightest minds, like Leonardo da Vinci and Nikola Tesla, didn't just tolerate these early wake-ups, they embraced them. Da Vinci famously napped in short bursts around the clock, claiming it fueled his wild creativity. Tesla reportedly slept as little as 2 hours a night and used the quiet to dream up inventions that changed the world. The point is, those pre-dawn hours, when the world is still and your mind is in that hazy, half-awake state, can be a goldmine for inspiration. Keep a notebook and pen on your nightstand. Nothing fancy, just something to scribble on. Jot down whatever's swirling in your head, a random thought, a solution to a problem you've been chewing on, a story idea, even a grocery list. You'd be surprised how often those sleepy ramblings turn into something brilliant by morning. If writing's not your thing, try a low-stakes distraction. Don't reach for your phone. Blue light is a cortisol trigger, and those endless social media feeds are a trap. Instead, picture a calming scene, waves lapping at a shore, a forest at dawn, whatever soothes you. Or, if you're restless, step out of bed for a minute. Stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders, and let your body reset. The key is to avoid the stress trap. Accept that you're awake, not as a failure but as a moment to reclaim. Sleep will come when it's ready. Your job is to set the stage, not force the curtain down. So, next time 3:00 a.m. rolls around and your eyes pop open, skip the panic. breathe, adjust, and explore those quiet hours. They might just surprise you. They are not the enemy unless you make them one. If you're finding these insights helpful, let us know by leaving a comment below. And if you're interested in receiving more helpful tips and information in the future, consider subscribing and activating notifications. Your support helps us continue creating helpful information and inspiration. Now let's move forward. 2. Hydrate, but smartly. You wake up at 3:47 a.m. and something feels off. Your mouth is dry, like you've been chewing on cotton balls all night. Maybe your legs are twitchy, restless, refusing to settle, or you're lying there feeling oddly overheated, even though the room is cool. Sound familiar? Here's a suspect you might not have considered: dehydration. It's sneaky. Your body's been quietly losing water through breath and sweat while you sleep, and now it's sending you a not-so-subtle SOS. That parched, unsettled feeling is your system begging for a top-up. But before you stumble to the kitchen and start guzzling from the tap, let's talk strategy. Hydrating in the middle of the night isn't just about slamming water, it's about doing it smartly. Get this right, and you might turn a groggy wake up into a smooth slide back to sleep. First things first, don't reach for a glass of ice-cold water. I know it's tempting, especially if you're feeling warm and frazzled, but chugging something straight from the fridge is like tossing a bucket of cold water on a sleepy cat. It jolts your system when you're trying to sit back into relaxation mode. Your stomach tenses, your body shifts gears, and suddenly you're more awake than you were 5 minutes ago. Instead, opt for water that's room temperature or even slightly warm. It's gentler, mimicking your body's natural state, and it sips down without sounding the alarm. Keep a small bottle or glass on your nightstand. Nothing fancy, just enough to sip without turning it into a midnight mission. Now, let's level it up. Plain water's fine, but your body's not just craving H2O, it's been quietly shedding minerals like sodium, potassium, and magnesium while you snooze. Ever wake up with a faint headache or that vague, wired but tired vibe? That's a clue you're running low on electrolytes, the tiny conductors that keep your muscles calm and your nerves steady. Try this: add a tiny pinch of high-quality sea salt to circumflex zeros, think Celtic or Himalayan, not the iodized table stuff a circumflex zeros to your water. We're talking a few grains, not a saltwater gargle. It's a subtle boost that restores balance without overloading your kidneys. If salt's not your thing, a quick splash of lemon juice works wonders too. It's not just for flavor. Lemonade's digestion, which can slow overnight and delivers a hint of potassium to boot. Sip it slowly, let it settle, and feel the difference. Feeling a little anxious on top of it all? Maybe your brain's decided 4:00 a.m. is the perfect time to replay that awkward conversation from 3 days ago. Here's a pro move: keep a thermos of chamomile tea within arm's reach. Brew it before bed, nothing strong, just a light steep, and let it sit by your bedside. Chamomile isn't just an old wives' tale, it's packed with apigenin, a compound that binds to receptors in your brain, dialing down anxiety and nudging you toward calm. The warmth soothes your throat, the faint floral taste distracts your racing mind, and before you know it, you're drifting instead of overthinking. Bonus, it hydrates without flooding your bladder, so you're not up again in an hour. Why does this matter? Because dehydration doesn't just mess with your body, it toys with your sleep cycle. When your fluid levels dip, your heart works harder, your temperature regulation goes haywire, and your muscles get cranky. All subtle enough to wake you up, but quiet enough that you might not pin the blame. A smart hydration tweak can flip that script. Think of it like topping off your car's oil in the middle of a long drive. It's not about drowning the engine, just keeping it humming smoothly. So, next time you wake up parched or restless, don't just chug and hope. Sip something warm, add a mineral boost, or lean on chamomile's calming vibes. It's a small ritual, but it can transform that blurry-eyed stumble into a moment of quiet reset. Your body and your sleep will thank you. Consider giving these tips a try and discover how they can improve your sleep. And if you enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with future updates. 3. Check your emotions. It might be a signal. You wake up at 4:12 a.m. and it's not just the usual grogginess pulling you out of sleep. There's a weight, a restless hum in your chest, a vague ache you can't quite name. Maybe your mind's already churning, replaying a tense moment from yesterday or dreading something on tomorrow's horizon. Sound familiar? Here's a twist you might not have considered. Your emotions could be the alarm clock ringing in the dark. It's not just random. There's a fascinating thread in traditional Chinese medicine TCM that ties those pre-dawn hours, roughly 3 to 5 a.m., to the lungs. And in TCM, the lungs aren't just about breathing. They're tied to emotions like sadness, grief, and stress. Waking up in that window, feeling heavy-hearted or unsettled, might not be a coincidence. Your body could be nudging you to pay attention to what's simmering beneath the surface. Let's dig into that. In TCM, each organ has its own time of day when it's most active, and the lungs rule the 3 to 5 a.m. slot. Practitioners say this is when the body processes not just air but emotional residue. Think of it like a quiet cleanup crew for your soul. If you're carrying unresolved sadness, a lingering loss, a quiet regret, or stress they circumflex yours, that email you didn't send, that argument you didn't settle circumflex yours, it might bubble up right when the world's still. Modern science doesn't map it quite the same way, but it's not far off. Studies show stress and emotional overload disrupts sleep, often peaking in the early morning when your brain's sorting through the day's baggage. Ever notice how problems feel bigger at night? That's your mind amplifying what you've shoved aside in the daylight. So, what do you do when you wake up with that restless, heavy vibe? Don't just lie there and let it fester. Check in with yourself. Sit up a little, prop a pillow behind you, and ask, what's on my mind? What am I carrying that won't let go? Don't overthink it. Let the first thoughts roll in. Maybe it's a specific worry, a deadline looming like a storm cloud. Maybe it's something vaguer, a sadness you've been too busy to feel. Grab that notebook from your nights and you've got one there now. Write and jot down 3 things, anything that pops up. Doesn't matter if it's messy or half-formed. I'm mad at Jen. I miss how things used to be. Why am I even awake? Get it out of your head and onto the page. This isn't about solving it, it's about unloading it. Now, pair that with a physical release. Take 5 slow, deliberate breaths. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, hold for B, then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. With each exhale, imagine the tension slipping away like steam rising off a cup of tea. As you breathe, say to yourself, out loud or in your head, I release this for now. It's a tiny ritual, but it's powerful. You're not pretending the feelings don't exist, you're just permitting yourself to set them down for the night. Think of it like putting a bookmark in a heavy novel. You'll pick it up later if you need to, but for now, the story can wait. Science backs this up in a big way. Journaling have been shown to cut stress by offloading swirling thoughts. Psychologists call it externalizing cognition. It's like handing your brain a filing cabinet instead of letting it juggle everything at once. One study from the University of Rochester found that writing about emotional experiences for just 15 minutes reduced anxiety and improved sleep quality over time. Even a quick 3-line scribble in the dark can signal to your nervous system that it's okay to unwind. And those slow breaths? They're flipping the switch from fight or flight to rest and recover, lowering cortisol and easing your body back toward calm. This isn't about fixing everything at 4:00 a.m. You're not a superhero and your brain's too fuzzy for big breakthroughs anyway. It's about listening to the signal. If you wake up restless or heavy, don't ignore it or fight it, lean in, name it, release it. Those quiet hours might just be your emotions asking for a moment of your time and giving them that could pave the way back to rest. Next time the clock glows 3 something and your heart feels full, try it. You might be surprised what you let go of and how much lighter you sleep. We hope that you find this information valuable. If you're finding these tips insightful, let us know by leaving a comment below. We would love to know what you think. Consider subscribing and activating notifications to receive more helpful tips and information in the future. Your support helps us continue creating helpful information and inspiration. Or, move gently, reset your body. You're awake again, 4:23 a.m. The clock mocks you with its unblinking glow. You've been lying there, flipping from side to side, tangling the sheets into a mess that would give a sailor nightmares. The frustration's building, every minute feels like an hour, and the harder you try to stay still and will yourself back to sleep, the more your body rebels. Your neck's stiff, your legs twitch, and your mind's stuck in a loop of why can't I just sleep? Sound like a scene you've starred in before. Here's the trap, staying glued to the mattress, stewing in that restless funk only digs you deeper into the wakefulness hole. After about 15 minutes of tossing and turning, your body is practically screaming for a reset, not a full-on gym session, but a gentle nudge to shake off the tension and get back to calm. Let's walk through a 1-minute sleep reboot that's so simple it almost feels like cheating. First, ditch the idea that you've got to stay flat and motionless. Lying still when you're wired is like trying to hold water in your hands. It just doesn't work. Instead, sit up slowly. Nothing dramatic, just prop yourself against the headboard or swing your legs over the side of the bed if that feels right. Start with your neck because chances are it's locked up from hours of awkward pillow wrestling. Roll it gently, drop your chin toward your chest, then ease it to the right, letting your air drift toward your shoulder. Breathe into it, then roll to the left. Do this a few times, nice and slow. You'll feel the tightness in your shoulders start to melt. Those muscles have been clenched like they're prepping for a fight, and this tells them the battle's off. Next, tackle the shoulders directly. They're probably hunched up near your ears, hoarding stress like it's their job. Lift them high. Imagine you're trying to touch the ceiling, then drop them down with a soft exhale. Do it 3 or 4 times, pairing each shrug with a deep breath in as you lift, up as you release. It's like hitting a reset button on the tension that's been creeping up your back all day. You might even hear a little crackle pop. Nothing to worry about, just your body thanking you for the attention. Now, let's get some blood moving. Scoot to the edge of the bed if you're not there already and try a seated forward fold. Keep it lazy, no yoga pro vibes needed, just hinge at your hips. Let your hands slide toward your knees or the floor and hang there for a few seconds. Don't force it, think of it like a stretchy sigh for your spine. This boosts circulation, which can stagnate when you've been horizontal too long, and it eases the cooped up feeling in your low back. While you're down there, take a deep breath, inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and feel your ribcage expand. It's a quiet signal to your nervous system, we're good, no emergencies here. Finally, shake out the restlessness. Lift one leg at a time, nothing wild, just a light jiggle, like you're shaking water off your foot after a swim. Do it for 10 seconds per leg, letting the twitchiness in your calves or thighs fizz out. It's silly, sure, but it works. Restless legs are a sleep killer, and this tricks them into settling down. Here are all of us with slow, steady breathing, a circumflex zeros, 4 counts in, 6 counts out, a circumflex zeros in your parasympathetic nervous system. The chill out crew gets the memo to take over from the adrenaline junkies keeping you awake. Got cold hands or feet? That's another clue your circulation's lagging, and it's a sneaky sleep saboteur. Your body struggles to relax when your extremities are icy. Give them a quick fix. Rub your hands together like you're starting a fire, then cup them over your feet for a few seconds if they're chilly too. Friction warms them up fast, and that cozy feeling signals your brain that it's safe to drift off. Science backs this. Studies show warm hands and feet correlate with faster sleep onset because your body's core temperature drops slightly when you're ready to snooze, and toasty extremities help the process along. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, let us know by leaving a comment below. Consider subscribing and activating notifications to receive more helpful tips and information in the future. Your support helps us continue creating helpful information and inspiration. 5. Calm your brain with sound. It's 3:58 AM, and your brain's decided it's the perfect time for a mental sprint. Thoughts are ricocheting. Did you lock the door? What's that meeting tomorrow? Why did you say that dumb thing in 2019? And every attempt to shush them just cranks the volume higher. You're wide awake, trapped in a hamster wheel of overthinking, and sleep feels a million miles away. Sound familiar? When your mind's racing like this, forcing it to just relax is about as effective as telling a toddler to sit still during a sugar rush. But here's a secret weapon you can wield right from your nightstand: sound. The right kind of audio can lasso that runaway brain and guide it back to calm. No willpower required. Forget scrolling your phone, that's a dopamine spiking trap. Let's explore a trio of sonic shortcuts that'll have you drifting off faster than you can say insomnia. First up, pink noise. You've probably heard of white noise, the static white hum like a TV left on a dead channel, but pink noise is its cooler, sleep-friendlier cousin. Think of it as nature's lullaby, the steady patter of gentle rain, the soft whoosh of winter trees, or the rhythmic crash of ocean waves. Unlike white noise, which blasts all frequencies at equal intensity and can feel a bit harsh, pink noise tones down the higher pitches, creating a deeper, more soothing blanket of sound. Why does it work? Science says it syncs with your brain waves, nudging them toward the slower rhythms of deep sleep. A 2017 study from Northwestern University found that pink noise not only boosts sleep quality, but can even sharpen memory the next day. Keep a small speaker or a downloaded track handy, set it low, just enough to hear without jarring at you, let that rain fall, and feel your thoughts start to blur into the background. If pink noise isn't your vibe or you want something with a little more direction, try a short guided sleep meditation. We're talking 5 to 10 minutes max, no hour-long Zen marathons here. Picture a calm voice, think Morgan Freeman narrating your descent into peace, walking you through slow breaths or a body scan, feel your toes relax. Now your ankles, now your calves. It's like a bedtime story for grown-ups, and it works because it gives your brain a job that's boring enough to tire it out, but focused enough to derail the worry train. You don't need fancy apps, plenty of free ones float around on YouTube or podcasts. Pick one with no sudden ads or loud intros, test it beforehand, and keep the volume soft, almost a whisper. The goal is to let that voice become a lifeline, pulling you out of the mental chatter and back to your pillow. Or, if you're a word nerd, go for a monotone audiobook, emphasis on monotone. This isn't the time for gripping thrillers or epic fantasy with booming narrators. Pick something dull but pleasant, a collection of nature essays, a dry history of Victorian gardening, maybe a geology lecture about sedimentary rocks. The trick is a steady, low-energy voice. Think of it like auditory ambient. Your brain latches onto the words just enough to stop spiraling, but the lack of drama lets it drift. I once fell asleep to a guy droning about the life cycle of moss, out cold in 10 minutes, and I don't even like plants. Keep it keyed up on a device with a sleep timer so it doesn't run all night, and adjust the volume to barely the levels. No loud shifts or cliffhangers to yank you back awake. Why does the sound stuff work? Your brain's a sucker for patterns. It's wired to latch onto rhythms and repetition. When it's racing, it's like a car stuck in high gear. Sound shifts it down to neutral, then reverse, easing you into rest. Studies back this up. A 2013 review in sleep medicine found that consistent low-level audio, like pink noise or guided tracks, reduces arousal in the nervous system, cutting the time it takes to fall asleep. It's not about drowning out thoughts, it's about giving your mind a gentler track to follow. So next time your brain's doing laps at 4:00 AM, skip the phone doom scroll and reach for sound. Cue up some pink noise rain, a soothing meditation, or a narrator dull enough to bore a caffeine addict. Keep it low, steady, drama-free. It's like a lullaby for your overworked head, and before you know it, you'll be back in dreamland, leaving the hamster wheel behind. Well, there you have it, 5 powerful steps to transform those 3:00 AM to 5:00 AM wake-ups into opportunities for peace, health, and even a little self-discovery. I hope this has given you a new way to listen to your body and mind. To help us continue delivering content that you find valuable, consider subscribing to stay updated on future releases. Sweet dreams, and I'll